Yes, we're back again. Kristi and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices, hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. Ooh, ooh, ooh. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.
Hey everybody, welcome to the True Crime Squad. I'm Kristi Brower, here with my sister, co-host, and partner in all things crime, Katie Weaver. Hey Katie.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, it is going. I am having the funniest April Fool's Day.
Well, good.
Yeah. And it really
I have
is
had no
all
pranks.
me neither. No.
Not a one.
No.
I'm surprised your kids haven't tried to prank you today. I am shocked.
No, but so my youngest Mars is scared to death of geese, which I know. But she is. And she when she goes where she parks to walk to class on her college campus, she has to walk past a bunch of geese every day. And she hates it. So I'm constantly on the phone with her while this is happening. And the other day there was a dead goose that nearly ruined her life.
Oh no.
She hates it. So anyway, I had told her while she was driving to class today, she said, no one's even pranked me. And I said, oh, the geese have been planning something for weeks. And, because I just think I'm funny and she thinks I'm not, which is wild because she's wrong. She's wrong. But anyway, so when she was walking to class, some geese flew up, kind of walked too close to her in her mind and then flew and not grazed her, but enough. They buzzed her, at least in her mind. And she's screaming and running. And I was like, I told you, the geese had something big planned. And here we are.
You're so mean. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. And then on her way back from class, she called me and she's like, can you hear him? Can you hear these geese fighting? Oh my God. It must be mating season. The geese are real wild right now.
But anyway, well, they're probably on eggs or maybe not quite. Yeah, they probably are about to be.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm super entertained by this. So anyway, that's it. Yeah. Weirdly, I didn't do any April Fooling today. I couldn't think of anything.
Me either. But we did come up with, I think, some pretty funny content for today.
Absolutely. And I wore my fox shirt, wrong side.
Oh.
Because he's the trickster. So.
Right. Good.
Yes.
Good point.
Absolutely.
All righty. Well, we have got a lot to share with you, so we probably better get this going. I know you're going to kick us off with some WTF news.
Uh-huh. Well, I might not have come up with anything for April Fool's Day, but police departments across the land have not disappointed. So I combed the internet this morning. That's why I'm having such a funny April Fool's Day, and now I'm bringing it to you guys. I combed the internet for different things that various police departments have done today. Not just today, but in a few years past as well. And I've got some good stuff for you. So let's start with the photos. These are all screenshots. So we'll start there. And then I've got a bunch of videos too. Some of these guys outdid themselves. You can tell that some of them have an intern that's good with tech because somebody's doing this stuff. All right. We'll start here with the Rexburg Police Department, my town.
Mm-hmm.
We're proud to announce a new Tough on Crime initiative starting today. The task force will be targeting the egregious offense of not returning your shopping carts to the cart return. This is because we have solved all other crime in Rexburg. This operation will also extend to the new Costco when it opens in the summer. This suspect pictured was also caught and charged for possession of a caffeinated beverage in public. Okay.
Oh,
some of this is more funny to me than you guys. We are never getting a Costco. It's something people.
I was gonna say you're getting a Costco. What?
No, but people always are yelling for a Costco, so that's why they said that. But also, charged for a caffeinated beverage in public.
Oh my God, that is a pretty hilarious jab.
Mm-hmm. If you understand where I live, in the height of Mormonville. It's not such a big deal anymore, but it used to be. If you got caught drinking caffeine, you were a sinner going to hell.
Oh, when we were kids? Oh, man.
Hmm. Yeah.
That was bad news. You might as well have been drinking a beer when you were 12 if you were
Yeah.
drinking caffeine.
Caffeine. Not okay. So anyway, I thought that was pretty great. All
That
right.
is awesome.
This right here, terrible prank pulled. And this
Oh,
police department said this is quite possibly the cruelest April Fool's prank ever committed at a police department. Not cool, whoever messed with our power rings. Power rings, that's what they're calling donuts. Happy April Fool's Day, Precinct 4. So it's a Krispy Kreme box with a veggie tray inside of it. And believe it or not, I saw a bunch of these, making me think that this didn't really happen. It's just one photo that's being recycled. Well, except for the other one I saw was a Dunkin' box. I think I have it.
so somebody just got the idea. That's so
Mhm.
funny.
But they're power rings. Loved it. This one cracked me up. Let's see. Our banner's getting in the way. Our ticker.
Oh, yes.
Pull it down for a minute. It says, a message from the South Toms River Police Department. Please read below. 10 helpful ways to avoid being tricked on April Fool's Day. Step 1, and then it has ... see more. When you click on that, it just takes you to the comments. There isn't more. And I only included this because a bunch of police departments did that one.
That is hilarious. Too late. Already been tricked.
And yes, I clicked on it several times and couldn't figure out what was going wrong. Yeah. This is
Oh,
the
boy.
Wells Police. The Wells Police Department is proud to announce the limited release of our official Get Out of Jail Free Gold Card. The cards will be sold for $100 each and limited to one per person. Please email us at aprilfools@wellstown.org for more information. Also saw a lot of police departments do this one or some iteration of it.
That's
Some
a
people
jab
said
at
that you can
Trump's
keep or
gold
sell
card
yours.
thing.
Yes. Uh-huh.
You could keep or sell it. Oh, that's fine.
Here we have an attempted theft of a police cruiser in Tulsa. We've
boy.
made an arrest following an unusual suspect, a blue individual with horns, who attempted to steal a police cruiser. We believe the suspect may or may not have had ties to the Tulsa Drillers baseball. Our records show a long list of incidents in 2024. This suspect had 63 successful convictions and 74 lost convictions. Hopefully we see more successes this year. This is an arrest, not a conviction.
That's funny.
Another get out of jail free card, yes. Yeah, here's the Dunkin' box. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have any money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. I will find you.
That's really funny.
This is the Washoe Police Department announces innovative new program. After recent studies found cattle have a tremendous sense of smell. And in honor of the tradition of farming in Wisconsin, the Washoe Police Department is proud to announce the brand new police bovine unit. Introducing B9 Bessie. She is a beautiful 6-month-old Hereford who we've trained in drug detection. We are struggling to keep her from eating what she finds. Oh dear, Bessie is blasted.
Oh, no. Yes.
But we're working through it. Also, lifting her in and out of the squad car has become quite challenging, so we're modifying the squad to pull cattle trailers. The program is anticipated to be funded entirely through cheese and milk sales. This is Bessie.
Oh my God, that's
Moving
clever.
justice forward.
Oh, that's clever. Cute little Bessie.
Pine Bluff Police Department wants to remind you that April Fool's is a day to amuse, not a day to end up on the news.
Good
or
point.
a true crime podcast.
Yes.
The Springville Police Department is rolling out their brand new program. We are meowy excited to announce a program we have been working on for quite some time. Springville Police Department's Feline Narcotics Apprehension Program. Officer Haight has been assigned as our very first feline handler, and she has been partnered with F9 Meowly Cyrus. Meowly Cyrus will be trained to find illicit substances and will also be trained to apprehend fleeing suspects. Bad guys beware. If you run, you will be caught and scratched.
Meowly Cyrus. That is super cute.
This is the Lower Paxton Township Police Department. They're looking for applicants for their new feline unit. Must be 1 year of age at the time of application. Must have 9 out of 9 lives remaining. And spayed or neutered to reduce fraternization risk.
That's clever.
Not going to be humping in here, cats. Feline pawsiffers will be assigned to foot/paw patrol in high stray neighborhoods to assist with the township's TNR, Trap, Neuter, and Return program. Fraternization.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
This is the League City Police Department. Breaking news: after much consideration, LCPD regrets to inform you that Felony Friday has been officially canceled. Apparently, not everyone was aware their criminal history or activity was public information. Who knew? One even asked for a mugshot redo. Thought about replacing it with Misdemeanor Monday, but it just didn't slap the same. So for now, we'll be posting nothing but calming photos of traffic cones. Please respect our privacy during this difficult transition. Also, they're still doing Felony Friday.
Oh, well, good.
This is also from the Rexburg Police Department. It wasn't for April Fools, but it could have been. It's just funny. So yesterday, which would have been the 19th of February, around 2 p.m., a patrol officer tried to stop a motorcycle with no license plates for going 60 in a 35. The motorcycle attempted to flee, continuing at a high rate of speed and running a red light before trying to hide in a residential area. Thankfully, some of our officers were hide-and-seek regional champs. Officers successfully located the bike and charged the driver with fleeing/eluding. The driver was also issued a number of traffic citations. Special shout out to those criminals that post their crimes on Snapchat. Their contributions to the evidence we can use in their prosecution is greatly appreciated.
Thanks, dummies.
These guys are doing the work. Now,
They really are.
we're going to get into the videos. This is where things really got well thought out and professional.
As you know, the dog operations unit, we've used Labradors and Shepherds for many years quite successfully, but we've always felt there's been a bit of a gap in our capabilities. So we're really, really enthusiastic about announcing this new squad, the small area urban search and guided evacuation dogs. And what this is going to do is really be able to give us a new element of what we can offer up the South Australian community. So it's been really hard work lifting those 40-kilo Shepherds, especially above your head into ceiling spaces and things like that. Because of the size of these guys, we can chuck them into ceilings, up on top of cupboards, let them have a good look around there. Not only that, because they're obviously a little bit challenged vertically, we can chuck them under cars, under cupboards and things like that. We're also going to be able to attach them to drones, which is, that's really a game changer for us. They're going to be able to be tactically deployed from that, drop down into people's yards and things like that. We're really excited about it and we think it's going to be an absolute game changer.
Just chuck them into ceilings and drop them
why not?
yards from a drone.
Hook them onto drones, yeah. My wiener dogs would be like, hell no, we sleep on the couch.
Can you imagine?
We're not working dogs.
Your wiener dogs would just go into somebody's house and eat whatever they could get a hold of as fast as they can.
Oh, God, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was evidence.
Yes, they would.
Bad news. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Always
So
push
clever.
the limits of innovation. And now we're taking it even further. Introducing the Scooter Division. Fast, silent, slightly uphill capable. Progress waits for no one, and neither do we. Because when the streets call, we roll.
Scooter banner division rolling soon. And that was the San Jose police.
My God, that's so funny. Can you imagine watching someone be pursued by a police officer on an electric scooter?
They
I
will go
think their
slightly
apprehension
uphill.
rate would be pretty slow. Yeah. Oh, boy.
The Asheville Police Department. We are coming to you this morning with some very important PSAs. As part of our new pursuit protocol, officers are now trained to run with maximum grace and cinematic flair. It's not just about catching suspects. It's about how you catch them. Introducing Precision Pursuit Form.
I'll run for you. If you both, I'm right there too. Through the hedges, over cans, past old man Lou. You can duck, you can dodge, but I've got a clear view.
In an effort to create a more calming community presence, our patrol vehicles will now feature sirens exclusively playing classical music. Starting this month, all officers will be given upgraded uniform boots designed for comfort, agility, and undeniable drip. Whether on patrol or in pursuit, we believe our footwear should speak softly and still turn heads.
Pull up on the block in them Jordan blues. Badge on the chest, got the heat in the shoes. Tactical drip, got them looking confused. Flashlight swing when we walk that beat. Retro on the soul, got the flex real sleek. Law with the style, we patrol in the league. Got justice jumping out of squad, move deep.
Downtown patrol isn't just about safety anymore. It's about presence. These days, our officers don't just keep watch. They casually redefine the word style while doing it.
I mean, they went all in.
They did.
It makes me wonder. Every time I watch the police departments do these things, or like the dancing challenges they did a few years ago and stuff, I always have to wonder, like, are people like signing up to do this? Like, yeah, for sure. Or are they going, no, you have to be in the video. You can at least dance, you know? Or like,
Right?
who ends up having to be in these? And did they want to?
That's really funny.
Now here's Mesa. That's their swaggy new cruiser.
That's pretty great with the squeezy chicken cry. That's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
We're excited to announce the new Reno PD roller unit.
Hey, what you know about me?
This is going to be a great asset in the downtown region. So much easier to get around on skates. The machine is going to be great for special events. Being on roller skates is allowed to get through crowds a lot faster. We can get through the downtown alleys. We can increase our response to critical incidents. It'll lower our response times when we get dispatched to calls for service. It makes it really easy for us to get over different obstacles and things that might be in our way. It's a pretty elite unit. We've had a hard time filling all the positions. Many are called, but few are chosen. So we just keep on skating when we're going to catch those guys, and sure can't keep up with these babies. Of course, we couldn't have put this unit together without our fantastic community partner, Roller Kingdom. If you want to train like the elite unit that we are,
what are we doing here?
There and see them and get some skating practice. You can join our elite ranks. Thanks for watching, Reno. And if you see us skating around downtown, make sure you come and say hi if you can keep up.
Oof. I know it.
Hunter, I don't think this is for us. Oh, how are those bumps?
Not fun. Not fun. Yeah.
Oh, this would have been so much better on rollerblades.
I know.
This is Panettone, and here's why they flip it as soon as it finishes.
Oh my God.
That was pretty great. Unfortunately, nobody even ate shit in that video, which would have been even better. But, you know,
Right?
it's okay. We'll still
But
accept
the
it.
like old school roller skates, like not even rollerblades, like
Like the kinds they sprayed the stuff in and we put on our little feet at the rolling
yeah.
the rolling place. Yeah, the skating place when we were kids.
Yeah, that rolling place.
The rolling place. The fall down and kill yourself place. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is Pembroke Pines' new partner. Oh. I thought she was pretty cute.
Gonna have a goat brigade, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Sidewalk congestion, pedestrian pileups. Things have gotten out of control. To restore order, the city of Goodyear is taking action by enforcing a long-standing but often ignored law, the 3-mile-per-hour walking speed limit. That's right, no speed walking, power strutting, or enthusiastic strolls. Violators may be subject to a friendly high five, a gentle reminder to slow your roll, or in extreme cases, slow walking lessons. Let's all do our part in staying safe by keeping those feet under the limit. Because in Goodyear, we don't just walk the walk, we walk it at a legally acceptable speed.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting ways to strengthen our department to better serve our community. We have canines, motorcycle unit, SWAT, but we're trying to develop a brand new unit, the first of its kind in the country, the alpaca unit. Animals learning policing and community assistance. We have a large rural area to cover in St. Charles County, and these alpacas will help us do exactly that. They're easy to train. They're unexpected, as most people don't relate them to the police. They can go to a lot of places you can't get to in a car. It's not quite a mounted patrol unit, as you cannot ride them. There's obviously some kinks to work out, but we're really excited about this unit. It's going to be a game changer.
And lastly, she runs past him. I thought that was pretty great. And I had one more video I seem to have lost, but it was another police department that they had a goat that they were walking into a school, and they said that this was their brand new vape detection goat that was going to be going into the local high schools.
Ooh, that scares some kids.
Vape detection goat. Brilliant.
Vape detection. Oh my God, a lot of clever stuff. Those alpacas. They're way too sweet and cute to chase down criminals.
The way it says, and you cannot ride them.
Yeah.
This little tiny alpaca. Well, I kind of hope not. That guy's had too many power rings to be riding an alpaca.
Yes, I think so.
And no offense to him, me too. But
Oh, clever. Clever,
Love
clever.
it.
The roller skating. Oh my God, that was hilarious.
I want to start a new segment. I'm going to get the graphics done for it called Good Cop, Bad Cop. Because we do, occasionally cover some really bad cops, but there's also some really great cops that do awesome things, and I'd like to be able to put a spotlight on them sometimes too. And the
Yeah,
baddies. But
for sure.
yeah. So I'm going to kick it over to you for our main case.
Yeah. So what I have for you today are 3 very dumb heists. They're all recent ones too. As you know, I'm a big fan of the dumb heist. And let's get started first with a recent Victoria's Secret bra heist.
Oh.
2 residents in LA have been arrested after being caught shoplifting 26 bras from the Daly City of Victoria's Secret.
Oh, 26?
26, yeah.
Were they wearing them under their clothes?
No. So what happened is one of the suspects was talking to an associate, distracting them, while another suspect walked in and out of the store, and they had a backpack on, and they were cramming bras in the backpack as fast as they could. Got caught after their second haul, and they fled. So what's funny is that the person who was distracting the employee returned a dress that he was holding and bought a small item before he left the store. So they didn't immediately put it together that they were, a team. When they did track them down, they located $1,526 worth of Victoria's Secret bras, and that was 26 bras. That averages out to $58 a bra.
Well, yeah, for sure.
In the suspect's vehicle, they found a roll of black trash bags, a tool to remove security sensors, a bag filled with multiple removed sensors, and a large duffel bag of bras. Both suspects were found to be residents of Los Angeles. One was 55 years old and the other was 23. They were arrested and booked into county jail for organized retail theft, burglary, and possession of burglary tools.
Okay, then.
I mean, why?
Right.
What?
Okay,
Yeah, it is a weird bra, huh?
Question is,
I was looking for a flashy bra because Victoria's Secret bras are pretty flashy usually.
Yeah. I guess my first question is, this is a very stupid question, but were they all the same size or assorted?
I think it was assorted. They were just sort of the one with the backpack was just sort of grabbing them and cramming them in.
I mean, surely they were planning on reselling them somehow.
I would assume so. I don't know, man.
What single woman needs 26 bras? That's all I'm saying.
I cannot think of any. So yeah, I do think they were looking to resell them. But yeah, of all things, why bras? I mean, Victoria's Secret bras are exorbitantly expensive. It is true. But they're not really worth that much money. And it was a pretty obvious scam. But yeah, I thought to think that 26 bras is $1,500 worth of merchandise is quite a bit. So they're in deep shit. Speaking of deep shit.
At least they didn't eat them. I'm just saying.
Well, that's true. They did not swallow them at all. Did you know there's been a real problem with thieves targeting freight trains that are traveling through the Mojave Desert in the southwestern U.S.? They are robbing these freight trains of boxes of Nikes. Now, this one makes more sense to me because there is a lot of money to be made in the black market shoe world.
Yes.
As I understand. But over the last year, this has been happening a bunch. People have literally stolen millions of dollars of Nikes.
Wow.
Yeah. There are 10 similar robberies to this one being investigated at the same time. So it's multiple groups of people doing this. So, so the officers detained a driver, and 8 people fled the car while it was stopped. 8. That car had 9 people in it. Where did they even put?
They're in a clown car. Okay.
Yes, yeah. Like I could just see all these people popping out running. They found the Nikes nearby, so they had like stashed them somewhere. This is out on the desert. They made another arrest during that investigation. This woman was driving a white Toyota 4Runner that was stopped for failing to yield, to an emergency vehicle. When officers approached the car, they observed evidence of criminal activity. We don't know what evidence that was, but I think it might have been people lacing up their Nikes to run. I don't know.
Well, I have to run fast.
Yeah. So officers asked her to get out of the car. She got out for a minute, and then she got back in and fled the scene. She hit a patrol car officer with her car.
Oh, good God.
Fortunately, they were okay. The police, she went on an 80-mile high-speed chase with the police. Eventually, she lost control in a construction zone near the Arizona-California state line, hit a guardrail, and was ejected from her car. All this for Nikes. She had minor injuries. Fortunately, she was okay. But now both of these folks, the man whose posse fled and this woman have both been booked into the Mojave County Adult Detention Center for alleged involvement in the train robberies.
Wow. I had no idea train robberies were such a problem in the U.S.
Apparently they are. Well, we've heard about this before, but I had no idea that it was this prevalent.
Yeah.
But they're stealing Nikes, guys.
Of course they
I don't
are.
know. And lastly, but also probably in a lot of ways the funniest, this is a whole bunch of gold jewelry. So this happened in India, and police just barely arrested the perpetrators of this heist. They've been on the run a while, and I'll tell you why they've been on the run a while. And that is because they got prepared to steal all of this gold jewelry from a bank by studying for months the Spanish television show Money Heist. No shit. These guys literally studied how to pull off a heist, watching that show over and over and over again. And they had quite a plan. So this all started with the ringleader getting denied a loan at the State Bank of India.
Okay.
And he was real pissed about that. The loan denial was in August of last year, and he thought that was not right, and that they owed him some money. So he decided to get hooked up with a couple of relatives, and they were going to rob this bank. And rob it,
so they
did.
They were going to give him money one way or another.
Yes, that was pretty much his attitude. So they drew inspiration from the Spanish crime drama Money Heist and immersed themselves in YouTube videos for 6 to 9 months to chalk out the robbery plan, taking extreme precautions to cover their tracks. And actually, they did a pretty good job. The police have been looking for them for a while.
Wow.
They used equipment like silent hydraulic iron cutters and gas cutting tools to break into the bank lockers. They made entry through a window. They did not use any mobile phones in this crime. Smart, hello. A lot of criminals could learn from that. It took the police a long time to find them. They also spread chili powder all over the premises. I think that was to not leave a scent that dogs could pick up. So they did a bunch of forensic countermeasures. They stole 17 kilograms which is equal to, I had to do, I'm an American, so I'm like, well, I don't even know what that means. It's 37 pounds of gold in jewelry like this. They've been on the run with it for quite a while. When they caught them, the jewelry was buried down a well. Yeah, it does look like wedding jewelry, doesn't it, Gran? This story has taken me a little bit to put together because the articles have all been translated into English, but it was confusing for a while. They said it was gold ornaments. Well, yeah, this jewelry ornaments.
Yes.
36 pounds of gold, worth $1.6 million just by weight.
Wow.
And they'd hidden the gold down a well, I guess, as you do. I don't know. And they'd gotten away with it for quite a while, but the police did finally catch up with them. They had gotten kind of hooked up with another gang of bank robbers. And that other gang had actually committed a bunch of bank robberies, and they caught them through their investigation of these guys. So they were kind of, yeah.
That other gang didn't watch the show.
They clearly did not watch the show. I agree. I just think that is so funny that they literally watched heist shows and YouTube videos on how to do things like rob a bank for months. And they got away with it for a while.
Some things because not a single one of them wrote a ransom note on the back of their birth certificate.
I know. It looks like some bank robbers are getting smarter. Also, no one had a smartphone with them while they commit the robbery. Oh my God.
That tracks. Wow.
This is crime 101, right? Anyway,
I'm glad they're caught. It sounds like it's probably pretty amazing that they did get caught.
It really is, yeah. I couldn't find them. I had found at one point, and then I lost a video of this well that they were digging down into to get this gold out of it. But they did.
Wowza.
They did recover the gold, and they're all caught. Golder than a well digger's ass. Good one, Bethy. Very good. Also, by the way, happy birthday, Bethy.
It's Bethy's birthday?
Anyway,
oh,
it is Bethy's birthday. Yeah,
happy
that
birthday.
Was in the chat right at the beginning. I forgot to mention it, but that is really funny. I just find it hilarious that they learned how to rob a bank by watching a bank robbing TV show.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of like, thinking you can practice medicine because you've watched every season of Grey's Anatomy.
Right? But they genuinely did some smart things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And with that, Katie, I know you have some more WTF news for us.
I do. Sometimes on April Fool's Day, people do stupid things. First of all, not everybody really knows what April Fool's Day is or celebrates it or realizes that's what day it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an article of some April Fool's Day pranks that went awry.
Oh. We had some of those when we were kids.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was telling my show this morning about the Charlotte era.
Yes, I was the Kool-Aid in the shower head.
Mm-hmm. That started a riot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this case kills me. This happened in 2013 in Kingsport, Tennessee. This lady named Susan thought it would be funny to call her sister and confess that she'd murdered her husband and that she needed help cleaning up the body.
Oh, God.
So she did. But before she could even reveal to her sister that she was joking, her sister hung up and called 911.
Oh! Oh, shit. She was like, you're not getting me in this mess.
Mm-hmm. So the police showed up with guns drawn and detained her before they were able to find her husband, who was alive and well. She told the police later, "It's okay. The response was excellent." Yikes.
Yikes. Yeah.
Wonder
I
what
bet
the
her
neighbors
sister's
thought
so
of
fucking
that.
mad at her, though. Why would you do that to me? Why would you tell me that?
Right.
Our dad used to be very good at April Fool's Day pranks and has scared the living hell out of us multiple times when we were kids.
Mm-hmm. That time he called us all and told us he was out hunting. Or, no, he was out salmon fishing. And was on his way back from Salmon, Idaho. And called, and the weather was really terrible. And he called me and he sounded like he was crying, which was wild. Like he wasn't a crier, but it sounded like he was sobbing. He's like, I don't know what to do. I rolled my truck. The boat fell off. It's down the road somewhere. I don't even know what to do. And I'm like, holy shit, are you okay? I don't know. I was like, Dad, are you hurt? I don't know. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, how do we figure out where you're at? I had a house full of daycare kids. Scott was at work. I'm like, okay, our mom was a school teacher. So, he was like, I can't get a hold of your mom. And I'm like, okay, here's what we're going to do. And I'm making a plan. And I'm like really freaking out. And finally goes, hey, Kate. And I said, what? April Fools. Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
That asshole called me and told me that he hit a whole herd of deer with his truck coming back from salmon fishing. And he goes, it's terrible. Oh my God, there's blood everywhere. And he's like, scared. I'm like, oh my God, where are you? I'm getting in the car. I'm getting in the car right now. And he goes, Chris, happy April Fool's Day. Oh, you dick. He scared the hell out of me.
He called our other sister and did something similar too. He was just cackling. He
thought
thought he was the funniest thing
funny.
in the
and
world.
He got all of us mad. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, at some point at the WNAC TV Boston news station, there was a producer named Homer Gilley. And Homer in 1980 thought it would be great to air a segment claiming that the Great Blue Hill in suburban Milton, Massachusetts, which, by the way, is non-volcanic in nature, but people didn't know that. And he reported that it had begun spurting flames and lava. And he used footage from Mount St. Helens and a dubbed audio from Jimmy Carter. And then there was a graphic at the end of the piece that said April Fools, but people didn't get it. So people freaked out. Everybody's calling the police, running around. It caused a complete thing. He got fired from his job.
What? Because they didn't get it? How
people
could they
did not
get
it? No, they thought their neighborhood was about to go kaboom. Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. And hilarious.
Or how about this Hooters in 2001 in Panama City, Florida? They had a contest to see how many people or how much beer you could sell in the month of April. And they said that the person who won would receive a Toyota. And so it was on, man. And there was one waitress who really, really worked hard. Her name is Jody Berry. And Jody busted her ass to sell as much beer as she could and needed that car. And so the entire month long, she's just taking as many shifts as she can, selling as much beer as she can, and she wins. And she's so excited. And they tell her to go out into the parking lot and she can see her Toyota. Toy Yoda.
Oh my God.
And Jody said, bitch, no, I will see you in court. And she won.
Yeah. Oh my hell.
We don't know what the details of the settlement were, but her attorney told the press that she could buy any Toyota she wants now.
Oh my hell. What a shitty thing to do to your employees. Oh, yeah. That was taken way too far.
Indeed.
Oh,
or
that's just mean.
This radio station, it was Val and Scott in the Morning in Florida in 2013. On April Fool's Day, they broadcasted a warning that dihydrogen monoxide was coming out of the faucets in the Fort Myers area.
Oh.
Well, no lies were told. That's what water is.
Oh.
But people.
Oh, I fell for it.
People didn't know that, so people freaked out. They were calling the Department of Health and other authorities, and the EPA got involved, and it turned into a really big thing. They were threatened with felony charges. They were put on indefinite suspension, but were eventually allowed back on the air. But that one really rocked people in that area.
I mean, why would you? I mean, H2O, okay. But yeah, that's not a familiar way to hear water referred to for most people.
And, if you are afraid that there's something bad coming through your water and you're feeding it to your baby or your family yourself. Yeah. In Seattle in 1989, a local television station, King 5, reported that the Space Needle had collapsed. And if you've ever entered Seattle, you know that the Space Needle is a huge part of their landscape,
Yeah.
of their cityscape, as well as, a big tourist attraction claim to fame. So they even had a photoshopped photo or footage that made it seem like the building had toppled over with the observation deck on the ground below. And people, again, freaked the hell
How
out. They were
scary.
calling the police, calling the station. There was a big uproar, and the show had to make an on-air apology the following week. Yeah.
Well, wow.
Now, our next one takes a huge step back in time to 1844, Dublin, Ireland.
Oh.
1844. But did you know that the origins
Wow.
of not St. Patrick's, where am I? Sorry, Ireland. That was really stereotypical. The origins of April Fool's Day go clear back to the 1500s.
Really?
So
I did not know it was that old.
Mm-hmm.
How interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what medieval April Fools was like.
Right? Well, it started when there was a combining of the Gregorian calendar with the calendar that was used before that. I can't remember. And
okay.
in one of them, April 1st was New Year's Day, and in the other one, January 1st was New Year's Day. And January 1st became New Year's Day, but some people either didn't get the memo or refused to get the memo, and were still using the other calendar and seeing April 1st as New Year's Day, and they became the April Fools. And that's where the term came from.
That's where it came from. Oh, how funny.
Yeah. I researched this morning for something else. Anyway, 1844 Dublin. Somebody went around town. Now you think about the effort of this, because now you just like hit press on your printer, like this wouldn't be hard, but somebody made a bunch of signs promising a free train ride to Drogheda and back on April 1st. And so a whole bunch of people showed up to the train station thinking they're getting a free train ride. And the conductors are like, yeah, no, that's not happening. And it actually turned into a full-scale riot. Yeah. And people went to the police and wanted charges, something for whoever did this. And the police were like, yeah, it was a prank, so see you later.
That's so funny.
Yep.
That many people, people are like, I'm getting out of this place. I'm tired of this. This is free. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go have
Free
some
ride.
fun.
Yeah, or maybe you're going to go
that
see grandma, or
funny.
pack up all the kids for a day out. No free train rides for you. Right? Don't mess with the Irish. I just read a book about Bloody Sunday and the Irish. There's been a lot of Irish rebellion over the years, but this was like the early 1900s stuff. Fascinating.
Okay.
Really fascinating. Anyway.
Interesting.
A juvenile bank heist ends poorly. Oh, this one. This will be one of yours. You like these. These are your favorites. In 1963, a 14-year-old boy, just wanting to see if he could do it, like what would happen, right?
Oh, no.
Walks into a bank in Milford, Connecticut, hands the teller a note and demands money. And she's like,
oh, for God's sake.
Bet. So she gives him $600. And he turns and takes the money and starts to walk to the door and then goes, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I'm robbing a bank. It's really happening. So he turns around to give the money back. He's like, never mind, I'm not going to actually take this. But at that point, the police had already been called and he was arrested and sent to juvie.
Oh, buddy, that, you
can't pretend to rob a bank.
You can't, because then you just successfully robbed a bank, dumbass. Oh my God, that's funny.
Yikes. Okay, this happened in San Diego in 1993. A disc jockey named Dave Rickards. He told his listeners that the shuttle Discovery would be landing at a little airport nearby. It should have been landing at Edwards Air Force Base, but he said that there was a emergency landing happening at this other airport. So 1,000 people show up to this little tiny Montgomery field, backing up traffic. Tons of kids got pulled out of school with their parents to go see the spaceship touchdown, like this was going to be the coolest thing. Discovery was literally sitting on the ground from the Kennedy Space Station, hadn't even taken off yet, let alone coming into land. Also, Montgomery Field had a 12,000-pound weight limit for aircraft, and the Discovery weighed 170,000 pounds.
Oh my God.
Pounds. Anyway, the police department was so pissed about it that they billed the station for all the manpower it took to clean up this mess and redirect traffic and straighten it out.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. In 1974, in Syracuse, New York, the Post-Standard was a newspaper there. Is a newspaper there, probably. But they told readers that there had been some trout eggs that were being planted in this lake, and that authorities needed them to know that somehow there had been a mix-up, and mixed in with those trout eggs had been piranha eggs. So now this lake has been infected with piranha. And that piranha can devour an ox in 5 minutes, and fishermen shouldn't get anywhere near the water. So they actually ended the story by calling it baloney, but people didn't get that that wasn't it, and again caused quite the tidal wave of people calling the authorities and the paper and getting super upset about it. As it turned out, there were no piranha. No.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So there you have it.
That is
what's up.
Wild.
Yep. So
that's pretty
hilarious.
hilarious.
To rob a bank and really rob a bank, because that's a bad idea. And don't create public spectacles of fear if you don't mind.
And don't steal bras or Nikes or break into banks. It's just never a good idea. Crime does not pay. It does not.
Oh, Amanda's from Syracuse. So how are you guys doing with those piranhas? I mean, that was in 84.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute.
They must be bad now.
Right. The infestation is epic.
Yes, it is. I was just looking over Nate Eaton's notes. They've been quite busy in the jury selection today. Yeah, they do have some kind of a stipend that if you can't get paid while you're on jury duty, you can get. I don't know if it's if it's $300 at one time, and the $12 a day, or Paula, you would say you understand it to be $300 a day.
And see, yesterday they said the stipend was $12 a day plus mileage. But
yeah, but they're saying
some other kind of
something to help if there's financial hardship.
Uh-huh.
But they're just basically, they're going through all kind of the instructions and the basic questions and asking them, can they follow the law? Do they have experience? Do they or their family members have experience with being charged with a crime?
Mm-hmm.
All of those kinds of questions. Lori did introduce herself and her paralegal and her advisory attorneys. Kind of funny. One person got released because their wife works for the prosecutor, and someone else got released because one of their family members works for the sheriff's department.
That tracks.
Yeah. Lots of financial hardships or people moving. Somebody this morning had an emergency dental appointment because they cracked a tooth, and they released them because they felt like that was probably okay,
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Oh yeah, mom works for the sheriff's office. One juror said that he recognized another juror because he thinks that they worked together at Popeyes fast food restaurant. And the other juror said, I've never worked at a Popeyes. And the judge said, well, we better just be safe. Got rid of one of them. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Some of them, have been in trouble with the law themselves or had family members who had, so there were questions about that. Let's see what else. Whoa, another juror says his cousins have been convicted of murder, one murder of a cop. He says it won't affect his ability to serve. Wow, I don't know if the prosecution would want him. Oh yeah, when they ask, do you know anyone looking around, do you know anyone? And he says, I think I worked with them at Popeyes. And the other person's like, I've never worked at Popeyes. It's really funny.
It's really funny.
Let's see. So they're saying May 15th is the worst case scenario, is the longest that the trial will last. Also saying that Brandon Boudreaux's trial will begin on June 2nd, by the way. That was, we haven't heard a hard date on that until today. A lot of people with travel and various things, or like self-employed people that would have a hardship. Oh, it is $300 per day. You are right, Paula. It's talked about in two different places. Yeah. So one guy said he's a sole provider and does air conditioning work. He is paid hourly and they cannot pay him for jury duty. Judge says court could pay up to $300 per day. And if that still creates a hardship, and the man said no. So if you want to pay me $300 a day, I'll be here.
Wow.
That's pretty interesting. Idaho does not
They
do
should
that.
do that. Why
should.
should people take a huge financial hardship to do their civic duty? It's not right.
No, it isn't. It isn't. It's not right at all. So interesting stuff. They're working their way through. The judge was pretty optimistic today, thinking they could sit a jury today. But he said no matter what, that opening statements will not begin until Monday, no matter when they get the jury set.
Well,
but
that's
they're actually getting through this pretty quickly, and yeah, it's not as bad as the Idaho cases for people who've been exposed to the case.
Not even close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which maybe surprised the judge, because they are moving faster than he thought they would.
Yes. The thing is, though, Charles' murder was considered self-defense until long after it had occurred.
Yeah.
And so really there wasn't a lot of coverage about it.
No. No,
Yeah.
for sure not.
So, they had a bench conference. Nate said he thinks that they were kind of working on jurors that they wanted to strike. And then this group is on a break right now, but they will know this afternoon whether or not they will be on the jury. But they had something like 62 people to work from today. So they're humming right along with it, which is pretty great.
Yeah. Wonder how many murders get ignored by the police. Well, some definitely do. Self-defense, suicide.
This one did. And I know they spin it differently than that now, but at the time it did. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So interesting. We did hear yesterday in that hearing that the live stream will be on a 30-minute delay. So that should be interesting too. But that's great. At least, we can.
At least we get one.
At least we get one.
I was reading today that Corey Richins might only be audio.
Really?
See, she starts, I believe, on the 20th of this month. Yeah.
Wow.
So I've got to verify that. That's not what I had understood from the past, but that was something that I read this morning, that's the latest decision. I hope that's not right. But we won't really, we'll just keep updated on it, and we'll probably update it in our nightly shows, because we're streaming this one. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. This is our top priority. So interesting stuff. But thanks for all the fun April Fool's stuff. That was really fun.
You betcha. Yeah. I know. I loved it. I had a blast sorting through these this morning.
Yeah, very funny. So many clever things, and it's so funny that the police departments have picked them up.
Right. It's really becoming a thing.
So many of them do it now. Yeah. Yeah.
I wish somebody would challenge them to another dance-off, because that was a great time to be alive.
Oh, man. Those dance-offs were hilarious. Yeah. Well, that's all we've got for you today. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Mountain for Wednesday night case updates. We'll be updating all kinds of things that are happening. Of course, if there is any kind of hearing in Lori Daybell, Vallow Daybell, we'll be sharing that as well. We'll just have to kind of play it by ear and see what happens. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting week because next week it's going to be all trial all the time on our trials channel. And then we'll come back here in the evening every night to do our sum up like we always do with trials.
Yep.
So yeah, everybody eat your Wheaties, get out your Pop-Tarts and your mints.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're a Sarah Boone fan.
Mm-hmm. I sold a lot of True Crime Squad mugs here recently. I can see everybody's gearing up for trial.
There you go. Yep. You're going to need those.
Mm-hmm.
You feel free to put whatever beverage in them you need to, because we have no idea what the hell Lori's going to say in this trial.
Oh, I think
after that hearing yesterday, it's going to be bonkers to the bone.
Oh, it's going to be all the sass all the time. Yeah.
It definitely is. It definitely is. Well, thank you all for joining us, whether you're here with us live or you're listening after the fact or watching on YouTube or wherever you are. Also, just so you know, YouTube just gave us dubbing in multiple languages. So our show now can be dubbed into other languages. I have no idea what us Idahoans, and I cuss a lot, are going to sound like dubbed, but that's actually possible for like 10 languages. So that's pretty exciting.
That is very exciting. I had no idea.
Yeah. So that's quite a new thing. And I guess not every account has it. Like, it's rolling out slowly through multiple accounts. But now, if you would prefer to hear us in your native language, give it your best shot. I have no idea. They gave us the option to review it. And I'm like, no. That's 4 hours or more of stuff a week that we would review before it would be released in any language. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. We'll probably there'll be some hilarious errors, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I think it's pretty funny.
Oh, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone said I need a mug that has pearls on it. We have one.
We have one. Yeah.
I'm going to share it with you right now.
We definitely do. It was a real favorite during Chad Daybell's trial.
And this is kind of, it is definitely John Pryor-esque, but it says, quite frankly, Judge, it's voluminous.
Got the pearls right there. Christine says, my daughter has a coworker who was dismissed yesterday from jury duty. We think it was Lori's trial. Wow, how interesting. We had another listener who said that they were called to jury duty beginning on the 31st, and that they were wondering if it was Lori's trial. It was a comment on Spotify. That would be wild. There's no way I could be
definitely get released. Yeah.
Right? No way I could be impartial on this case, for sure.
Oh gosh. No.
Can you imagine? No. All right. Well, you know it. We are the True Crime Squad. Thanks for being here.
Take care.
Season 6, we're back again. Kristi and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices, hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.